All right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here, and I'm here with former UFC fighter Steven Peterson. Steven, how we doing, my man?
I'm doing well. How you doing, Kev?
Doing good, man. So, Steven, man, talk to us a little bit more what you've been kind of doing outside of fighting right now, my man.
I've been doing a lot. I'm coaching, building the amateur program here at Fortis MMA, working with some of the newer UFC fighters and the young guys up and coming. Also started my fight league, the FFL, Fight Fit Fighting League. So the goal is to build up the new breed of mixed martial artists and Muay Thai fighters. So we've been doing a lot of events, just really focused on building the local community. We noticed a lot of times, especially the young pros, they're always fighting somebody from the same city or somebody nearby. So with FFL, we want to get the pros fighting guys out of state, at least out of the city, Dallas versus Houston or Dallas versus Austin, something along those lines. But yeah, with the amateurs, we keep them local and we try to establish, the better guys around here, and then build them up to become pros, and hopefully eventually end up on the international stage.
Yeah, no, definitely. And with you having your own fight league, I mean, what was some of the difficulties with starting it up, and how do you kind of like having your own promotion?
Man, it's tough. It's a whole nother fight. Shoot, being a promoter, just dealing with fighters, getting their medicals done. Yeah, the state. It's not easy to throw shows here in Texas, and it costs a pretty penny. So, just like any other business, trial and error, like learning our process and refining it. So that and just getting these fighters to commit to fights. A lot of it, we started off with the rivalry series, Dallas versus Fort Worth. And that was really good because myself, having a bunch of fighters from Fortis MMA, and then Derwin Lamb in Fort Worth, he was able to get a bunch of his guys. So it was basically a lot of the fights were my guys versus his guys. So that kind of helped us, establish the league. But it's been difficult to get other fighters because, they look at it like, guys from Fortis, we just want to set up guys from Fortis. But that's really not the case. We want like maybe two fights from Fortis, ideally, but we have to fill a card. So once we get our roster up, we have a little over 100 fighters on our roster, but we like a lot more guys from other gyms and other cities to be able to match up. So it's not just Fortis versus Lamb.
Yeah, no, definitely. And with that being said, I mean, what's maybe some of your dream locations you'd like to maybe host a fight at?
Man, we want to go state to state and eventually international. The dream location would be Abu Dhabi, man. Like Saudi Arabia, get some of those guys out there to help fund a show and bring out some of our guys, some of our good high level pros. Get them out to Abu Dhabi or Saudi Arabia and get these guys paid.
Yeah, no, that would definitely be awesome, man. And with that being said, too, I mean, what is kind of your role with the the fight organization? Do you happen to do any sort of matchmaking or anything like that as well?
Man, I do it all. It's a struggle because I'm a one-man show, even though I have a staff that everybody's great, but it all got to go through me. And if something doesn't get done, it all falls back on me. So. I've been matchmaking, doing run-off show, shoot, like you name it. I've had to do it so that I'm able to teach somebody else how to do it properly.
Yeah, no, definitely. And another thing you used to do outside the cages is you did a little bit of acting. Have you still been doing that recently at all?
Yeah, we're actually working on a movie called Rear Naked Choke. My buddy Major Dodge, he wrote the film, and he's an actor that's gotten me into a couple films that he's been in as well. So The Actor just came out on Amazon Prime and a couple other streaming services. So turned out to be a really good movie. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but it was fun to be on set. And then I got a really good response from the staff and the director and everybody. So once it premiered, people started reaching out to me and asking me if I'd like to do more of that. And I was like, absolutely. Man, it's like a childhood dream. Just like fighting for the UFC was a childhood dream. Acting was another childhood dream. Shoot, I want to race cars. I want to do all that stuff, man. I wish I could skateboard, but I'm not so good at that. But I'm a hell of a driver, so stuff like that. It's just like when I see an opportunity, I jump on it.
Yeah, no, that would definitely be awesome. And when it comes to racing cars, what excites you about racing cars one day?
Man, I like to drive. I like to drive fast. If I could get paid to do that, then hell yeah, let's do it, man.
That's definitely sweet. What's maybe one of your dream cars to maybe own one day?
Nissan Skyline. Remember Too Fast, Too Furious, Fast and the Furious. Like, I remember watching those movies. Like, that car is so dope. Like, now I'm more into, the American muscle, but the Nissan Skyline. That's like a staple.
That's awesome. That's definitely awesome. And what's going on with skateboarding, man? How come you can't do it?
Oh man, when I grew up in LA, it was like if you're white, you either surf or skate. And I tried, and I couldn't even do a kickflip. I tried so hard, but then I realized it wasn't for me. I got in a lot of fights as a kid, so I was like, shoot. As I started growing up, saw the Ultimate Fighter 1, was watching WEC on Versus. I was like, okay, that's something I can do.
There you go. And you mentioned surfing. Did you happen to try that at all?
I've tried a couple times. I'm not too terrible, but here in Texas, I don't live by a body of water, and growing up in LA, we didn't have the funds, or we weren't so well off, so it wasn't something that I got to practice regularly. But I definitely love to get out there and try it again sometime.
Yeah, no, definitely. And when it comes to kind of coaching and stuff, what's maybe some of your favorite memories when it comes to just doing that in general?
Just going with these guys and seeing them put it all out there on the line, and watching them succeed. It's just, they put in so much work, and I know exactly what it feels like. You put in so much work, and a lot of times these fights fall through, or they just don't happen for one reason or another. So it's extremely gratifying when I get to watch these guys go in there and actually perform, get a dub, and see that weight lifted off their shoulders. It's like, man, it's better than sex when you get a win. There's no feeling to describe it. You work for it for months on end, and then you go in there, you get one moment, you get 15 minutes tops to go in there and show what you've been working on. So just watching these guys go in there and showcase their skills and use the techniques that I taught them, it's incredible to watch.
Oh yeah, I mean, speaking about that feeling, I mean, how great could it have felt getting that spinning back fist knockout, man?
Man, that was like the weight of the world off my shoulders. I was in a tough position right there. I had just lost the decision to Alex Caceres, which I felt like I got robbed. Sean Shelby was like, you won that fight, man. And I was like, well, it doesn't feel like it. I'm not getting paid like I won. So a month later, it was like 2 weeks later, I got the call. And he was like, hey, you're going to fight in Mexico City against the Mexican Ultimate Fighter winner. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, this can't go to decision. In Mexico against a Mexican, you're not going to win a decision out there. So I flew out there 2 weeks early, got acclimated, and just envisioned that victory. I predicted a second round knockout. I didn't know it was going to be spinning back fist, but in that moment, I started honing in and finding that flow state in the second round. I started throwing some heaters, and then I just backed up a little bit, and then went in with the jab. He went to spin, and I was like, oh shit, like I'm going the wrong way. Normally you would try to circle away from the spin. So put my hand up to parry his, and then looked over my shoulder, and it was right there. It was a move that I've thrown my whole career. I'd like to say I've mastered the spinning back fist. And in that position, I just felt it like just click. And it felt like slow motion until I connected. And then once I connected, he fell down in slow motion, and then boom, everything sped up. It was like you stopped time for a second.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that was definitely a sick knockout, and definitely one that people won't forget. And with that being said, too, you mentioned a little bit about the judging. How can we maybe fix judging one day in MMA?
So I don't agree with the judging criteria. I feel like boxing is a different sport than MMA, and in itself is there's a lot of corruption there. Uh, so it's a 10-9 must system, which means the round winner gets 10 points, and the round loser gets 9 or less. Uh, but what do those points stand for? So you look at every other martial arts. You got jujitsu, you get takedown, you get points. You pass the guard, you get points. You sweep from the guard, you get points. You mount, points. Wrestling, you get takedown, points. Ground control, points. Um, Jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, um, karate. There's a point scoring in every martial art except boxing and MMA. So why are we using a 10-point must system? To me, it doesn't make any sense. We should add the actual scores up. So if you punch the guy, you get a point. If you kick the guy, maybe you get 2 points. Something along those lines. It would make for a less biased scoring system. And then it would be like the proof is in the numbers. So instead of 10-9 at the end of the round, you got 34-20, something that's actually tangible, and you're able to go back and you could audit. You can go back and look and see based off statistics. If they scored based off statistics, things would be a lot different in MMA, and I feel like it would be a lot more fair.
Yeah, no, I was definitely going to say I definitely think they should have live statistics. The other thing I was curious about, what do you think about this? The judges maybe instead of them being cage side, maybe they like sit in the back and like the room, so that maybe like the crowd doesn't influence the fights as well too.
Yeah, that's a good way to start. But then again, there's nothing like seeing it in person. The
Yeah,
judges don't get to see all the angles, so you have one angle here, one angle here, and one angle here. Uh, Maybe even adding another fourth or fifth judge to kind of offset the three judges. Uh, Nowadays, we can use AI to take the statistics. So stuff like that, I feel like statistic based scoring system would be the best way to refine the scoring system. It would take human error out of the equation.
yeah. Now, in your fight league, do you happen to do any sort of like these sort of rule implementations that you're talking about with your fight league?
We actually have a system in development, and it's an app that will be available here in the next year. So it takes a lot to develop the back end of that, and also takes a lot of financing. So we do have an app in development, and we plan to beta test that with our fights. And obviously, we can't um, choose the winner, but we can at least have uh, our winner or the people's champ, or something along those lines. So although the commission would determine the winner, we could have our own winner and base our rankings off of those statistics.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. And obviously, man, you know what? You got a bunch of sweet tattoos, man. Talk to us a little bit more about some of your favorite tattoos.
Yeah, man. So right here, I got the Man of Steel, and you see he's got an 8 on his chest. He's all chained up, but he's breaking out of the chains. Over here, we got the castle that represents, my old home, and it's in ruins. We got the Medusa holding the chains with the snakes coming down. That's probably my favorite one, but this was my first one right here. We got the
Oh
S.
yeah,
So when I was a kid, I would get in a lot of fights, and they tell me I walk around like I got an S on my chest. By the time I'm 18, I'm going to get that. So as soon as I turned 18, I got that started, and then
that's awesome.
earned the name Ocho. So got the 8 right there on the back with the crest, and then the knives on in my back for everybody that said they loved me and had other intentions. So just a reminder, never get comfortable, and I keep the knives in my back because it keeps me aware not to get too close to nobody.
Yeah, no, definitely. And with that being said, with all the different tattoos you have, how long did it kind of take you to kind of put all the different artwork you have on your body now?
Shoot, started when I was 18. I'm 34 now, so yeah, years and years. I probably got maybe 50 hours of work on me. Uh,
Wow.
the color is what does it most. Like we put the outlines all there, and I was like, damn, that looks pretty dope. I could just leave it that way, but then you got to spend probably 10 times as much time getting all the shading. And I've had this one for about 10 years, so it's sticking pretty good. The color's still shit. I haven't even got it touched up, and it's still pretty bold. So
Yeah, no, it's definitely looking sweet, man. And yeah, when it comes to your tattoos, you mentioned 50 hours. Which tattoo took the longest to kind of complete?
chest,
Just
chest.
one. Yeah.
I started it when I was 18 with just the outline, and over the course of the years, we put in some more like chrome effect,
Okay.
just deepening the colors and making it pop a little more. So yeah, that one's probably at least 10, 15 hours in it.
Did that one hurt the most too, just because of the placement?
Definitely hurt the most. Yeah,
Okay.
it's right under the nipple. You feel like it's in your nipple. Yeah, it's an interesting feeling.
Okay, fair enough. That definitely makes sense. And yeah, getting back to the UFC career, man. When it comes to like your memorabilia, like maybe like your fight gloves or fight shorts, did you happen to keep any of that stuff as well?
I got them all, man. I got
That's
them
awesome.
all. A couple of them I got in display cases, but most of them are just in the bucket. I keep the bucket, the shorts, the glove. UFC makes us give back one item, so usually I'll give them the shirt. You sign it for their memorabilia, sales or whatnot, and then we get a little bit of royalties off that. But I always keep the gloves, the wraps, and the shorts so that I can either give them to sponsors or auction them off. I got a nonprofit that I built, Housing Homeless Heroes Foundation. Our goal is to get veterans off the streets. There's no reason why anybody that risks their life, fight for our freedom and our country should end up on the streets. It's fucked up. So I started that nonprofit, and I intend to auction off my memorabilia for that cause. In the past, I talked to Dustin Poirier about working with the shoot. What's his foundation? He's got a nonprofit.
Yeah, I think it's like the Good Fight or something along those lines.
Good Fight Foundation. Yeah.
Yes.
So I've spoken to him in the past, and I feel like if I were to auction off myself, I might get a couple $100. But if I team up with somebody like that, he's got such a large outreach that if we can get a couple $1,000 for that, then it would be worth it to me to part ways with that. Right now, it's just stuff sitting in my closet. So display it properly and auction it off for a good cause. That's what it's actually for. That's why I keep that stuff. Like what good is it going to do me 20 years down the line, but it can do a hell of a lot of good to help some veterans.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And with that being said, I mean, is there any that fight gear that maybe there is something that's like, that's definitely something I don't want to get rid of, though?
Nah, man. Material possessions don't mean so much to me. I have so much shit, and it's just like I'd be happy with a backpack full of with clothes and a laptop. I travel around with my backpack and my laptop and some training gear. I don't really need all that shit. So if it can go to a good cause, I'd rather go to somebody that needs it or somebody that could have some use for it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Good, man. No, that's definitely awesome. And when it comes to your gym, man, what's maybe some of your favorite memories in the gym?
Building this motherfucker. we were a team over at Octagon MMA. So long story short, I used to fight the guys at Octagon MMA. Coach Safe was the coach over there, and I'd be like these guys from Octagon MMA, like they were the only real MMA gym around here. I would train at a jiu-jitsu gym, Muay Thai, and then get in professional MMA fights. But these guys trained MMA, and I won the first couple, and then they got my number. So After a big knockout loss, but for the record, I was not unconscious. I thought it was early stoppage, but it looked really bad. And so I was going through a divorce at the time. My wife left me, and it was kind of like a rock bottom moment. And I went to Coach Safe, and I asked him to fix me. I asked him, you obviously studied me, and you see what I'm good at, you see what I'm not good at. Teach me how to not get beat. And then went on a fight win streak from there. Won the Legacy World Title, and over that time, Octagon, the MMA team, grew to such a level that we were too big for that gym. So we moved out, started Fortis MMA, and myself, Damon Jackson, Miles Johns, Clayton Maya, we built this gym. We put in the mats, we put in the bag racks, we put in the cage, bolted it down, like all that stuff is like that. That's the memories. And these young cats coming in, seeing this nice facility, they don't know the origins. They don't know the sacrifices we made to kind of pave the way in MMA for them to have these opportunities and have this facility and the best training that they could possibly get. And we took Popeye upstairs. He's like 500 pounds. Like the four of us just struggling to get him up the stairs. Like that stuff, I'll never forget. I'll never forget building it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome. And when it comes to somebody trying to maybe own their own gym one day, what's maybe some behind the scenes stuff that maybe a gym owner should know?
Coach is somebody else's gym, man. If you want your own gym, Safe is the best, and he's the owner here, and it's tough being an owner of anything. Being a business owner is tough. You're gonna learn a lot of shit the hard way, and I would never work for somebody else, but Coach Safe. I teach for this gym, and I feel like I'm not working for him. I'm working with him to build this program. So just find yourself a home with somebody that's good at business. It's tough to be a coach and be a business owner at the same time.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And Steven, with that being said, man, what's maybe your final message out there for the fans watching this video?
Man, chase your dreams. If somebody tells you don't do it, do it. If I tell you don't start your own gym and that's your dream, you should do it. Put your mind to what you want to do, and no matter what, you're gonna learn some shit the hard way, but just never give up.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Steve, man, it's awesome having you back on the show. You were actually my second ever interview a couple months ago back in February, and you said to me and my buddy Steve that we had a lot of potential. We could go a long way, and meant a lot to me, man. So it's awesome to have you back on the show, and we're looking forward to what's next with you with your fight promotion and everything else you got going on, my man.
Yeah, I appreciate you building this platform for us fighters to spread the word and share a voice. So appreciate you, and keep it up, keep grinding.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And like I said, it's real to have any fighters on, whether they're amateurs, pros. So like I said, thank you for taking the time. It means a lot to me. It's definitely an honor, especially watching your career. And like I said, we're looking forward to what's next for you, my man.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again.
Hey, you too.
All right, man. Peace out.